plastic pollution.
The latest developments from the world of tech.
A floating solar farm, and it's a pretty impressive sight.
Wow! That went right through me!
Click. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Today at 1, big crowds in Moscow defy the authorities and turn out for the funeral of the Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Mr. Navalny died in prison 2 weeks ago. His widow says he was tortured and murdered. And also on the programme this lunchtime. The veteran left-winger George Galloway comfortably wins the Rochdale by-election and says it's for Gaza.
Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak are two cheeks of the same backside, and they both got well and truly spanked tonight here in Rochdale.
Elections in Iran. For the first time in 5 years, the BBC is allowed to report from inside the country.
The polls are open here in Iran, but the big question is how many will vote?
Jailed for the rest of his life, Marcus Osborne, who stabbed to death his ex-partner and her new boyfriend in a merciless knife attack.
Won't you make me dizzy from your kiss?
And unveiled today, the UK's entry for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. It's Dizzy by Ollie Alexander.
And coming up on BBC News, the World Indoors are underway in Glasgow, and home favourite Gemma Reekie is safely through to the semi-finals of the 800 metres after winning her heat.
Hello, good afternoon. He was Vladimir Putin's arch enemy, the Kremlin's most prominent opponent. Well, almost 2 weeks ago, Alexei Navalny died in mysterious circumstances in the Arctic jail where he had been imprisoned. Today, in a gesture of mass defiance, thousands of Mr. Navalny's supporters attended his funeral in Moscow. They knew they were risking arrest, but they chanted that they were not afraid. Our Eastern Europe correspondent Sarah Rainsford has this report, and some viewers may find some of the images in her report distressing.
They shouted his name. A final act of support for Alexei Navalny as his coffin arrived at a Moscow church. It is the name